Welcome, everybody. We are going to go ahead and get started. I have some images I want to show in the name of love. So vibrating from this now moment, from love's vibration infinitely. Take a moment and just get connected to your fourth energy center, stream light, love light through your entire being, plasma light. And be intending to gather what would benefit you to come present, to be more present, to be more neutral, and to expand yourself infinitely as love's vibration. Cleaning up any anchors is today's conversation. Okay, so let me bring us to some images. Let's see. Go to my screen, share my screen. I have to do it from photos. It's interesting. Usually we can do the screen, but we'll just go with the flow here. Okay, so on this image, we have some statements. So let me just read this. Every now present moment, there's another higher vibrating now and a lower vibrating now. When we are present, we experience the neutral 0 point, where the positive and negative cross. This is the nature of duality. On the bottom there, it says, fractal Trinity light rays move in a spiral, creating neutrality in the now and duality at the same time. So it's showing us that the X line is fractality or time, and the Y is frequency or hertz. So when we're at 0 point, the beautiful opportunity that the heart can give us is it can come to presence, it can stillness. It, of course, has the opportunity to evoke or emit a frequency, an emotion, vibration, a wave, as soon as you go start feeling. And so when you come to neutral and you just witness, you have an opportunity to be super present. And in that presence, like I said, you could, take the opportunity and hold neutrality. And the key is when to hold neutrality. It's when you are witnessing the way the fractal light, the plasmic light in a trinity comes out in front of you and prints onto the holographic screen. It prints, its nature is to print different vibrations in a symphony. And so to keep it simple, it's like you have a one wave of light, one plasmic light that is vibrating in a higher frequency, one that's lower, and one that's in the middle at neutral. And so if you get present, you can see where you are in the quantum finite to infinite. You can see how, out in front of you, how things are fractaled out from you. All that is in front of me is me. And so let's just say you got really excited and you were experiencing the higher plasmic light ray, that positive frequency above the 0. You were experiencing a higher frequency moment. And then you have someone in front of you, which is you, another version of you at a level, or how you perceive them, let's say, however, they're going to show up to you how you would perceive and believe them to be. And if you're still holding dualistic point of view and belief systems about the others in your life, then you may experience the negative, the lower frequency. You may at the same time experience someone who's holding a witness stance as neutrality. And in that now moment, you can go ahead and choose to come back to the now and be present at the 0 point, at that middle 0 point, the Y axis here. And then you can take a step back and witness to see, okay, where did I create this? Since all of reality is projecting out isness, and in that isness, if I have a point of view of duality, a negative or a positive, a good or a bad, then I can indeed see those right in front of me. If I choose to neutralize belief systems out of duality and say, okay, I can see where I judged the reality, I judged something from childhood, I judged something from past incarnation, I judged something of someone else's action. Let me go ahead and neutralize that. So you just give gratitude to finding the conception point of where that judgment began. You neutralize it by giving gratitude and saying, thank you very much for this awareness. And then you come back to now with hand to heart. If you'd like to put hand to heart, you can just close your eyes and say, thank you very much. I now quantumly disentangle from those conception points or point of another now, another parallel now, where I conceived and created a fractal, a golden mean ratio spiral of reality, of a sequence of parallel nows. I see where I created this by judging another or judging myself or judging my early childhood. And I can understand that this literally created a fractal of opportunity to have this experience and wake up to myself, to this now. With that gratitude, you then have an opportunity to move forward, being more present and knowing that the more you can be neutral, have no point of view, or have an eagle eye point of view that can see all sides and have greater compassion and understanding, then you're going to be able to, hold more witness stance, especially as things are occurring in front of us that are the grand shadow is at, showing us all of, all the things that want to be dealt with by our consciousness. It's all showing up. It's all visible right now. And it's so beautiful because you can go, wow, I see where this created itself. And I'm going to go ahead and choose to quantumly disentangle from those conception points and re-entangle, because in the quantum, everything is entangled. But when you pull up an anchor from the conception point by saying, okay, I can see how that was anchoring that charge, that frequency that I emitted, like a pebble dropping in a pond. I can see how that literally fractaled out and created this now moment from when I was 2 years old. And when you can see that, you can pull up that anchor and you can go ahead and be able to be more flexible and fluid. And like I was saying, you will then re-entangle in the quantum from your heart. So that's the key, is we want to be more centered, be looking more from our heart. Like if we're in our central channel and, wherever we pulled that anchor up, let's say it was at the second energy center where you, consumed and judged and had dualistic point of view, and you went ahead and dealt with it today. You found out those places that you were still judging or still holding those belief systems from those earlier times. You will pull up those anchors and that second energy center will stabilize so that you can, from this new now, say, okay, from this now, I'm going to quantum entangle and create love's vibration infinitely around whatever topic. So let me come back. Okay, the next, it's interesting. Next slide I want to show. They've shifted things on here, which is interesting. I've shifted things. Let me come 1 second. save something I just drew so it'll show up in my photos. Okay. So coming back, we're going to look at this one. So this is something I just said, but I wanted to show you this slide. So you are made up of plasma light, particles that come in 3 vibrational formations. Matter, there's a matter frequency that's visible typically. There's an antimatter frequency of light that is plasma as well, and it is usually not seen, like your subtle bodies. And then there's a third frequency of plasma light frequencies that come up to make reality, and that's dark matter plasma. And that dark matter plasma can shapeshift easily in and out of being seen and not being seen. So it's untapped potential most of the time for people who aren't aware that if they just change their frequency and come present and pull back those anchor points like I was talking about, then you can cascade a whole new now. And it can be super powerful to realize that you have this dark matter potential to work with. So, you know, where we used to think that things had to be linear and take a lot of time to have something happen, as you embrace the quantum, you're going to realize that that untapped dark matter, that plasma light frequency, is waiting for you to come home, come present, and believe in instant mode, to make a new belief that you can have things shapeshift instantly for you and for humanity. So just realize the power we have by doing this inner work, and to know that, again, all that is in front of me is me. All of it is plasma light, and it's holding different frequency. Light, plasma is frequency. So if I'm vibrating, which everything is, coming from the structure that I am, if I'm vibrating more from my heart and maintaining neutral to slight, positive of like joy, contentment, ease, grace, love. If that's my main, mode of frequency, then I'm going to be really easy, or it's going to be easier for me to go ahead and shift the now. If I'm just, deciding to shift something, if I'm having a new choice point, it doesn't mean that you could just hold witness. You could just be really neutral and just watch, and things will eventually shift. If it's coming up to you, then it needs to be dealt with. So if there's something that's lower vibration that's showing up in your now in front of you, it's just saying, okay, this is that close to you in the hologram. It's right here. Go ahead and deal with it. Go ahead and find where it began. The only thing to fear is fear itself. And if you find yourself with the ruffled feathers, then it's the perfect opportunity to go take a walk, go take a meditation, go take a nap, go take an inner view and figure out, what's going on? How did this fractal show up? Where did I create this? And when you start getting really good at this, you're going to watch how everything becomes very fluid quickly. When it's not happening, when things aren't shape shifting in, the greater good, in the ascended ways of our divinity, and always working out for us, then it's because we still have these anchors out at sea. And let's first talk about the anchors out at sea in reference to the lower 3 energy centers. So most of the time there's lower gateways that have been utilized to ground reality. And that engagement how do we engage with the lower three energy centers and create fixed point of views, fixed attachments, and literally throw these anchors out into the field, into the ether? Well, the first energy center is procreation. We could be, utilizing sexual energy, and that lower frequency energy is birthing imprints, birthing beings, birthing projects. We could be working a lot with grids and placing stones places. We could be the second energy center. We could be eating and consuming. We could be buying a lot of things in the material. The third energy center, we could be having power struggles. Fight or flight could be happening, and the not dealing with the fight or flight, but yet having it show up again and again in cycles, because you're still basing everything as separate. You're still seeing that this, piece of paper is separate, when I can open up to a new point of view of, wait, this is all plasma light, and it's all quantumly entangled as light. And I am literally printing this into this now moment through my belief systems, and through the knowing that I am choosing to create this seemingly looking paper in front of me to doodle and draw. So as we shift out of these lower three energy centers, places that we were placing these anchors, these fixed conception points, I was going to go into cycles and loops and time. When we're basing everything off time and cycles and an old way of looking at astrology, then in a separate way as well, that it's all separate outside of me, instead of, wait, this is just me. It's all me out in front of me. All of the heavens is me. It's not just one, constellation. I'm all of these constellations. I'm this whole thing. And we come out of these separate points of view and start to embrace more of a holographic understanding of how things are literally showing up in front of us, because we've utilized a formula of 3 of feeling frequencies. So generating love vibration is a wonderful way to create reality right in front of you instantly, along with number 2, a thought or an intention, a clear intention or a clear thought, clear words. And 3, an action. And that action could be a breath. It could be, going and doing something, taking an action step, taking a movement, even drawing something can, be that action step that brings it into this now reality. And so when we're doing those 3, feeling, frequency, thought, intention, words, with an action, we're creating in this holographic existence. So we realize that we are, bringing it forth, and it is showing up to us. I am inside here, but I'm outside here as well. This universal expression coming right back to me. So what I wanted to say is that when you start pulling up those conception points, that you were vibrating into the reality, anything lower than love. So we talk a lot about the fear, places that we vibrated a lower frequency, lower than love. And then we infinitely created realities and cycles and time loops that are based on consumption, assumption, manipulation, control, conditions, expectations. When we are, working from that place, it could seem like it's taking you a lot of time. It's had a lag. So you can choose to find those places in the reality, or find those places in your consciousness that you have that type of, creation point going on, and that's what you're experiencing. And when you find them, you have the opportunity to have a new choice point. These new choice points are what I'm talking about when you go ahead and find the conception point and choose a new now. So it's a high opportunity for all of us to assist our personal reality, but also the collective reality, by doing this inner work. And when there's something to be done, because it's in front of you and it elicits a charge. You feel charged about it. And so there's something to go ahead and review within your psyche, within your consciousness, that is worthwhile to go ahead and review so that you can have a new choice point vibrating from love. And that will create instant shifts in humanity because of the work that you're doing, the inner investigation and research. And some other things that you can do that I talk about quite a lot is, different types of cleanses, lower body cleanses, digestive system cleanses, distilled water. We do the minerals to give ourselves the frequencies that assist with all of the energy centers vibrating in a way of unification. You want to make sure you have like a good amount of fiber and not a lot of strong point of view, so that you're not hanging on to things in the digestive system and you're creating inner anchors that make it difficult for you to rise up the central channel. We want to be able to rise up the central channel and become more androgynous. And the way that's done is by pulling up these anchors of the lower vibrations, the lower fractalities, the lower views that are coming in front of you, neutrality at the heart, and then having, new visions, new intentions to be visualizing. So when you're doing your meditation practice, doing the breath work of squeezing the ascended breath, squeezing the lower body of the intrinsic muscles around the first energy center, pulling in the belly button to the spine, second energy center, lifting up the abdominal into the rib cage, third energy center. When you do that, you're squeezing all of the musculature around the lower body to go ahead and flush out anything of those lower endocrine glands, the ovaries, the testes, the kidneys, the adrenals, so that it's much easier for you to access the heart, the thymus, to access the pituitary, pineal, and thalamus, and thyroid, so that you can become more androgynous. When all of these energy centers are able to fire at once, you elicit, the pineal gland to go ahead and bring about melatonin. Even when you're not sleeping and doing your breath work, you can, fire out melatonin and that metabolite, so that you can, go into more lucid states where the brain fully illuminates, and that melatonin, which typically starts to come when you close your eyes or you go to sleep, by doing your inner breath work with your eyes closed and squeezing the energy up, it goes ahead and tells the pituitary to release oxytocin and vasodilatin, so that the heart starts to feel an immense amount of love. And then it causes the pineal gland to produce the melatonin, and then the piezo crystals then begin to vibrate, which are little rhomboid crystals that allow for that melatonin to shift 5 times all the way to DMT, so that you have a natural inner journey and are able to go ahead and again, fire and wire new neurons. Dr. Joe Dispenza's medicine. And, you may choose to do some, visualizations of new things that you want to ascend into, new reality. And by doing that breath work, you are inner creating. There's not this need of the old reality, utilize the lower 3 energy centers to anchor outside of you, whether it's through a person or through land, and then use it in a horizontal manner to create reality. We're shifting into the quantum, where we come in and we do the inner alignment, and then that, positive pole and negative pole of the body literally come to neutral, and they fractal out a neutral ascended reality in an androgynous manner. You become an inner generator. And so this is an amazing time to be alive, to understand this, to understand this. And, it's a wonderful opportunity every day, every now moment that you find something in front of you that wants to be addressed, to go ahead and do the inner work. And it's going to start to catch up, where you really start seeing things shift in a magical way, because you are magical. You're magnificent. You are, you're the most amazing being that exists. Everything is amazing. And when you start to understand how to utilize this avatar technology that you are, and become aware that everything that's outside here is inside here, become interstellar, then, you know, we have the opportunity to assist humanity in great ways. And more of us that are operating in this way, we again can come into instant mode and have instant shifts and address things like, you know, what's going on in another country. It's another version of you. So, you know, when you have the extra time, because there is no time, when you have the extra now, parallel now, that you could give a little bit of extra um, checking in on the greater eagle-eye view of how you could assist humanity. How can you service? How can you be of service in your meditation, and put in another vision? You know, it's awesome opportunity for you to take. The other thing I want to talk about anchors is, you know, you are a living soul on living land, and this is all you. It's alive. It's living plasmic light. And where we fell asleep and we're waking up to the dream of loops of cycles, we fell asleep and thought we were a vessel, that we're a ship, and that's all we were. And that ship consciousness is tied into your name, your all caps name, that is issued to some people who get a certificate and identify with a number. And so it's a great opportunity in this now moment to, everywhere you conceived yourself as that identity and not the living soul, just go ahead and call back those conception points where you identified or overly identified with a all caps name or number, and quantumly disentangle from those conception points of now and all parallel nows infinitely. And then, you know, just give gratitude for the awareness that you may have unknowingly or knowingly thought that that was you, instead of just something that you are utilizing possibly in this now moment. And so from this center point at my heart, I can go ahead and imagine all four ventricles creating reality in the plane of existence. And I can just imagine all the anchors, all the conception points that I might have utilized that and created reality, created fractality, and say thank you very much. There might be, you know, 76 anchors out there. Just pull them all back, and meaning conception points, just pull them back. Gratitude, what it does with gratitude is it vibrates them and allows you to just gently and easily pull them back, pull the light back. Smile, give gratitude for this opportunity. From this now moment, quantum entangle that you are a living soul. Make a new conception point. You are quantumly entangling as love, as love's vibration, infinitely as a living soul, and even beyond a living soul, as source light energy, as benevolent source light energy, as ether itself, as the plane itself, as all of existence. And then really feel that. You want to generate a feeling of gratitude, a feeling of the beautiful way that a living soul vibrates when it's feeling compassion and love, grace and joy. Just feel such immense love and joy, knowing that you are now here as a living soul. And just see yourself fully here, fully now. Give a vision of you, radiant, true freedom, fully illuminated. And see all your brothers and sisters also knowing that they're living souls. They are radiant. And just smile. That smile is such a wonderful opportunity to go ahead and crystallize the vision. And go ahead and take a long, deep breath in, and you're going to squeeze energies up from the lower body to the top of the head. So inhale slowly, squeeze your root muscles, belly button, ribs. Smile, open your heart, lift your heart and drop your shoulders, back of the neck is long, and hold the breath to the top of the head. And so imagine you're really small and you've gotten right to the top. You're really, really finite and small. And then smile and exhale, let go and expand infinitely. And then feel all of space, all the energy around you is pure love. It's you. You're everywhere. You're omnipresent, and all that energy is love. And then feel in the center of your chest now. Even push in with your finger and feel the center of your chest. Bring all of that out there in here. So infinitely from out there, bring the awareness that that love is right in the center. And then go back and forth a couple times. So all out around you is love. All the way to the edgeless edge, below you, above you, to the left of you, to the right, in front and back, infinitely. All that energy is love. And then bring it back to the middle. Give gratitude for that center point. Bring all that love right into the middle. Smile and feel that. And then one more time, all the way out around you, give gratitude. So grateful for all of space, all of the plane of existence, all of ether, all of the light is love. And then back to the middle, give gratitude for this present moment. Good. And then just coming back to this now, and we're present. And that's what we're here to be, present and true freedom. So I hope this was helpful for any of you. Please leave in the comments anything that you're coming to greater realization, any aha moments. And we are happy to say that the Quantum Interstellar Starship and Aura Manual is up live on the website. You can view it right straight from the website, and you can always go right to the website and view it. I will be making edits here and there as I find things that need to be edited. Consciousness every rising has something shifting. So if you do download it, you can download it. I do ask of a love offering of 1212, and you can download it to your phone to read or on a Kindle. And reading is great, but it's also a reminder it's there to utilize. It's like an app. You can muscle test what page would benefit you to look at, page 79. And then you look at the page, and then maybe there's some numbers you could ask, what number could I work on? And it gives lots of assignments that you can work on. And if something's telling you to go deeper, we're going to be meeting for December. The Saturdays, we do a class on the manual, and you get a video for that and an audio meditation. And then I'm going to be doing tune-ins for those people who are doing the group once a week. So if that's something you want to do, let me know. There was one other thing. Yeah, I think that's good for now. Sending you lots of love, lots of light, infinitely. Until next time.